Hi everyone, welcome back to another travel diary. Welcome to Scotland. I don't know why, but seeing that sign made everything feel so real. We had officially arrived, which was past the Kilpies, one of Scotland's most famous landmarks. Even from the road, they were impossible to miss. And from there, our Scottish road trip truly began. The road to Scotland are honestly something else. Every turn revealed another beautiful view. Snow covered mountains, rolling hills, open valleys, and endless stretches of road disappearing into distance. It almost felt like we were driving through a painting. Coming from Sri Lanka, where everything is green and tropical, this landscape felt completely different. Eventually, we came across this beautiful river, so of course we had to stop for a little while. I honestly can't remember the name of this place, but I don't think names always matter. Sometimes it's simply about appreciating the moment, the sound of the flowing water, the fresh mountain air, the peaceful surroundings. It was one of those places where you naturally slow down and take everything in. After spending a little time there, we continued our journey. Everything looked calmer, quieter. The mountains were dressed in white, while the clouds drifted slowly across the peaks. The further we drove, the more magical everything became. I couldn't stop looking outside the window. Sometimes I even forgot to speak because I was simply enjoying the view. It genuinely felt like one of those roads you only see in travel documentaries. And somehow the scenery just kept getting better. The higher we traveled, the more snow appeared around us. Little by little, the mountains became whiter, the fields became brighter, and before we knew it, we were surrounded by snow. As someone who grew up in sunny Sri Lanka, this honestly felt unbelievable. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate how many layers I was wearing? Coming from tropical Sri Lanka, I was absolutely not prepared for this level of cold. I think I had every warm piece of clothing I owned on me. Fashion definitely wasn't the priority. Survival was. I couldn't stop smiling. Every few minutes, I found myself saying wow because every view somehow looked even better than the last. The higher we went, the more breathtaking the scenery became. It honestly felt like we were driving through a winter wonderland. Blue skies, white mountains, fresh snow everywhere. It was absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite moments of the entire trip was real snow. Not the artificial snow I've experienced before. Real, natural Scottish snow. The first time I ever touched snow was actually in Dreamworld, Thailand, but of course that wasn't real. This was falling from the sky, covering the mountains, crunching beneath of my feet. And honestly, I think the child inside me completely took over. I couldn't stop smiling, throwing snow into the air, making snowballs, picking it up over and over again. I was probably having more fun than all the kids around me. It was one of those moments that makes you feel grateful for traveling. Some memories stay with you forever, and this will definitely be one of mine. After enjoying the snow for a while, we continued traveling towards the mountains. We had planned to take the mountain cable car to enjoy even higher view. Unfortunately, the weather had its own plans for us. The Scottish weather kept changing throughout the day, and the conditions meant some attractions were not operating. A little disappointing, but that's all part of traveling. Nature reminded us who's in charge. And honestly, even without the cable car, the views we experienced from the ground were actually unforgettable. As the sun began to set, we finally arrived in Edinburgh. And what a beautiful city it is. Walking through Edinburgh at night felt completely different from anywhere else I visited. The streets were full of character. The buildings looked like something straight out of a storybook. Everywhere you looked, there was history. One thing that immediately caught my attention was the Edinburgh trams. Unlike underground trains, these modern trams run right through the city streets, quietly weaving their way between traffic and historic buildings. It was such a nice blend of old and new, ancient architecture standing proudly beside modern transport. That's something I really loved about Edinburgh. The city somehow manages to preserve its history while still feeling modern and alive. After a lovely evening exploring the city, it was finally time to get some rest. The next morning, we woke up hoping to explore a little more of Scotland. The weather was still changing from one moment to the next, but we weren't going to let that stop us from enjoying the journey. Instead of staying indoors, we decided to do what road trips are all about. Just get in the car and see where the road takes us. Actually, it was not my plan, it was brother's plan. Sometimes you don't need a detailed plan, you just drive, enjoy the scenery, play your favorite songs, talk about random things, and make memories along the way. As we drove through Edinburgh, I couldn't stop looking at the buildings. They have such a unique character. Coming from Sri Lanka, where the architecture is completely different, these centuries old stone buildings felt like something out of a movie. The narrow streets, the beautiful churches, the historic houses, everything had its own story to tell. It almost felt like traveling back in time. As we continued driving, we noticed just how quickly the weather could change. At one point, we even saw a tree that had fallen near the cliffside. You will see that in the next few clips. It is a reminder of just how powerful nature can be. Thankfully, we were traveling safely, enjoying the views from inside the car, and making the most of the day. A little later, we arrived at one of Scotland's most impressive engineering landmarks, the Queensferry crossing. Driving across this enormous bridge was an experience in itself. Stretching across the foot of Ford, it offers incredible views of the water and the surrounding coastline. But what really caught my attention was the bridge standing right beside it. We'll wait for it a little bit. First, the Forth Bridge. This red steel bridge is one of Scotland's most iconic landmarks and has stood proudly since 1890. Even after more than a century, it remains one of the greatest achievements in railway engineering. Seeing it in person was amazing. The sheer size of the structure, the intricate steel framework, and the contrast between the deep red bridge and the grey Scottish sky, it is absolutely stunning. Although we didn't stop in every town, simply driving through the Scottish countryside was an experience on its own. The mountains stretched endlessly into the distance. The forests had beautiful shades of brown, gold, and deep red, giving the landscape a completely different look from the tropical greenery back home. Every season has its own beauty, and Scotland in winter certainly has a charm of its own. As the journey continued, I found myself spending less time looking at my phone and more time simply looking out the window. Sometimes that's the best souvenir you can bring home, the memory of a beautiful view. Before we knew it, my Scottish trip had come to an end. Soon we arrived at Heathrow Airport. Walking to Terminal 4, it felt a little bittersweet. It always feels that way at the end of a great trip. You're excited to go home, but at the same time, you're not quite ready to say goodbye. From Heathrow, I flew to Abu Dhabi for my transit. Even though I stayed inside the airport, it was still interesting to experience another international airport. I watched travelers from all around the world heading off to different destinations. After a short trip, it is finally time for the last flight home. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey. I hope you enjoyed experiencing Scotland through my eyes. Until next time, take care. I'll see you in the next travel diary. Bye!